Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to break it down some brand new gameplay from Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it's coming from the new AC Dev Diary, which is the third and final before we get our first new look at some new gameplay as well at Gamescom next week. So guys and girls, without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So in these first few clips, we get to see the beautiful city of Baghdad recreated for Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now almost instantly you can feel a sense of height in the game with the numerous buildings, allowing for a more diverse and exciting free running experience. And with the trees being evenly spread out across the city, you can bet that we will be using them for different escape routes as well. We also get to see how bustling and detailed some interiors and spaces will be, with different NPC types all going about their day. Now if you watched a couple of my previous breakdowns, you would have heard me talk about how each NPC will have their own sort of cycle throughout the day and night, leading to a truly immersive experience within the world. We also see some gameplay from the outskirts of Baghdad, and it's been confirmed that these areas will be explorable during the game, and I think it's safe to say that some story missions will take place here. In one clip, we can clearly spot Basim, Rashad and Fulad riding camels and embarking on a mission. Now it's not clear when this takes place in the main game, but we can assume, based on Basim having his assassin order attire, that it takes place within the beginning section of the game. And sandstorms, we saw this within one of the previous trailers. Now again, we don't know whether or not these storms will happen random as part of a weather system, or if they're just going to be part of a couple story sequences. We'll only know when we get our hands on the game.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is set in 9th century Baghdad, at a time when the city had grown to become one of the biggest, richest, and most advanced in the world. The Abbasid Empire, the largest of its time, reached from modern Algeria to present-day India. It's also a time of scientific discovery that left a strong impact on our modern cultures.
We started our research on Baghdad very early on, and the more we learned, the clearer it became that this city was a perfect setting for our game. At the time, Baghdad was the center of the world, a vibrant, lively city, and one that would make the perfect playground for the aspiring assassins. Rebuilding Baghdad was not going to be an easy task though. Unlike previous Assassin's Creed games, almost nothing from the time period has survived to the present day. But we still wanted to be sure to do everything we could to be respectful of the culture and history of the city. That's the Assassin's Creed way.
We had to give our art team the freedom to recreate Baghdad from scratch with nothing but the historical information we had from the time period. Like Guy Lestrange's books, Baghdad during the Abbasid Caliphate, but also description by medieval travelers, archaeological findings from neighboring cities, and other buildings from the time that are still standing.
But we weren't alone on this journey. We worked with experts, like Dr. Claire Anderson, specialist in Islamic art and history during the Caliphal period, who helped us with the world art, or Dr. Raphael Whelan, UBISOFT Montreal historian.
And now this shot right here is incredible. It's our first in-game look of the city of Baghdad and its surrounding areas, and it looks huge. The main thing that stands out to me though is that temple within the middle of the city. Now this temple is the Great Synagogue of Baghdad, and it's traditionally believed to stand on the site of a synagogue built by King Jeconiah, who was exiled from the land of Israel to Babylon in 597 BCE. Now the question is, will we have a huge battle here? Will it hide a piece of Isu artifact, or will it just be a cool fit location to visit? I guess we'll have to wait and see, but my guess will be that there will be a hidden Isu artifact at this location. From the outskirts of the city, you can see just how much it resembles the look and feel of the cities from the very first Assassin's Creed title. A gigantic amount of different movement possibilities and secrets to uncover. And then of course some more cool shots of the bustling city, and the devs go on to speak about how when developing the title, they worked with experts and historical recollections of the time period and location to truly develop the city of Baghdad. But with a creative license, they were able to enhance it, making it better than what they once knew before, and of course better for the player.
9th century Baghdad is a lost city, a city that we reconstructed using text and archaeology. From this material, the team created 4 major districts, defining the city, each with distinct looks and crowds. Abbasiyeh is the cultural hub of Baghdad, where you can find the House of Wisdom. This is where scholars, philosophers, scientists, and astronomers gather and transmit knowledge from the entire empire and beyond. The market district of Kach, where large crowds gather to do business, bargain, or trade goods from China, Constantinople, and Spain. The industrial district of Arbiye is a dense, grimy part of the city, where slavers, orphans, thugs, and workers try to scrape a living. And finally, at the center of it all, we have the seat of power in the region, the iconic round city, also known at the time as Madinat al-Salam, the city of peace. Behind its walls lie lush gardens, fountains, and a magnificent caliphal palace.
We then get our first look and a few information bits about the 4 districts present in Mirage's world: Habia, Abbasiyah, Round City, and Kark. Now, looking into our quick clip of the map, we can see that Habia is the north area of Baghdad and is purely the industrial district where, as the dev states, it's crime-ridden, dirty, and it's just full of people trying to get by. Kark is now in the south and will be the market district within the game, so expect to find a ton of cool gear and loot within this area. Abbasiyah is in the west and is said to be the cultural hub of Baghdad. This is pretty much where all the smart people of the world will be, and Round City is in the middle / partially part of the east, and this is where you will find the rich district in the game. It's of course surrounded by lush gardens and incredible views, so expect to go there, and when looting people, you might get a little bit extra. From this, we also get a look at some of the items discoverable within Mirage's city. First, we have gear chests, which will house clothing items and weapons, historical sites, which say what it is on a tin really. You go here, you find the codex pages, and you can unlock some more information about them in the menu. Then we have Dervis artifacts, which I believe could be something in line of the Romulus Lairs in Brotherhood. You know, you find different objects and artifacts, and once you've got them all, you can go and unlock a certain piece of gear. And then we have mystical shards. Now, these shards again could be key to unlocking certain gear items, but I believe these will help you unlock your abilities within the game's mechanics. And again, I'm excited to learn more, just like the rest of you. We also get a look at our leveling system. Now, leveling is tied to story within this game, so there's no need to worry about having to grind to be able to complete the main title. However, I do wonder if, depending on where you are in the story, these areas become a lot more easy to handle. You know, once you're a higher level within the Brotherhood and story, you can go back to Abbasiyah or Kark with all this gear and items, and you can just easily swipe through the side activities and guards. And we also get our first look at our new side character, Fazil Fahim Al-Kemza, and apologies if I butchered that name, but he is a scholar and can be found in the Abbasiyah district.
I saw Baghdad as a child without ever going back. So seeing the city come together from its first white blocks to the final assets was an unforgettable experience. I remember having chills the day we added the correct lighting, seeing the sky, the dust in the atmosphere, the sun and shadows.
From dusk to dawn, we put a great care into making each hour of the day feel distinct so we could really immerse players in the world. And if you pay attention, you can even hear the adhan, the Muslim call to prayer as you approach a mosque.
The team then go on to talk about the day and night cycle, speaking about how they've created an atmosphere so unique that players will love being within the city, and honestly, I'm excited to finally play the game at night. We only got a couple shots within the last gameplay trailer, but you know, perhaps our skills and abilities will be tested and put to use more when we complete missions during nighttime. We do know there will be black box style missions within this game, so perhaps you can choose day or night to do them in, and of course, if you choose night, a stealthy approach will be the best option for you.
We're not just exploring a new setting in the Assassin's Creed universe, we're also going to give players the chance to meet some of the key figures in Baghdad at the time. Authenticity and accuracy are always important to us whenever we deal with real-life historical characters, and it's no different in Mirage. We have the Banu Musa, genius inventors of the era, who made massive contributions to the science of mechanics. Of course, in Mirage, they'll be putting that knowledge to use to help Basim and the Hidden Ones.
Now in this section, the devs speak about the cool and interesting real-life characters that will be inhabiting the world of Mirage, starting off with the Banu Musa, who were the inventors and geniuses of the time. It's clear to see that these people will be helping the Hidden Ones and Basim throughout the story and game, so expect some cool missions to take place with these guys, probably testing some new experiments and getting into trouble whilst doing it, and I'm excited for that.
When most players think of Baghdad, they imagine the dusty, ruined landscape from movies and first-person shooters. But we felt it was important to show a different side to the city, one that celebrated its proud, cultural heritage.
The Tales of Baghdad are short, narrative side quests, touching on key cultural subjects from the time period, like astronomy or literature. We also created the History of Baghdad feature, designed as a throwback to the original codex from the first Assassin's Creed games. Players will have a chance to explore the game world, to learn more about the people, landmarks, and events essential to Baghdad's history. It felt important to share the historical knowledge that went into the making of the game and to accompany the player in their discovery of the city. We crafted the content with historians and local experts to help tackle some common cliches about the region and its culture.
We then move on to this side quest available within Mirage called the Stories of Baghdad. The team stated that these will be small, unique missions spread across the city and district, each with their own side characters and different cultural subjects from the time period. And one thing I'm extremely excited for is the codex returning within Mirage. Players will have to collect these little orbs within the city to unlock each different fact, from art and science, beliefs and daily life, court life, economy, and tons more. They also state that Mirage was built with help from professional historians who are experts on the time period and location of Baghdad, showing just how carefully thought out and planned each aspect of Mirage has been crafted for the player.
We're recreating the bustling, urban feel of the original games. We have larger crowds in Mirage, which offer more opportunities to blend in at street level, especially in dense areas like markets. With Baghdad being home to multiple religions and cultures, you'll see the diversity in clothes, languages, and iconography.
Going on to speak about the NPCs, the devs showcased just how much of a wide variety they have within Mirage, stating that there are extensive crowds within the markets and streets, but only when there needs to be, and with the different religions and cultures present in the city, we will get to experience the huge diversity of this world they've created for us.
Baghdad is not the only location you'll be able to explore in the game. We have a great diversity of biomes around the city, each with their own unique look and feel. And of course, we have the home base of the Assassins, set at the bottom of the fortress of Alamut, a unique location in our lore and one we can't wait for players to discover.
And then we get our first in-game look at the home of the Assassins, and it looks incredible. Now this is accessible within the game, and I presume that players will be able to visit this whenever they desire. And then if we also look in the bottom right hand corner of frame, I believe we are seeing Rashad speak with another apprentice within the walls, a pretty sight and a location I cannot wait to visit. And then to end off the video, we get to see some more beautiful shots of the city of Baghdad and some fighting action from none other than Basim, and honestly, this has gotten me excited to play the game. We haven't really had anything like this for the previous AC titles, and to be able to understand why the devs chose certain things over others is great to see and hear. You can tell just by how much work and effort went into transforming what was a small DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla into a big open world mainline title for the franchise, and I am so glad they did. Now in the comment section down below, I want you to let me know your thoughts and opinions on this new dev diary, and if you're excited to jump into the world of Assassin's Creed Mirage. Also, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for some more Assassin's Creed Mirage content. And I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.